In the year of Lucius Licinius Lucullus, Rome was prosecuting several wars of self-defense, most notably in Greece, where Lucullus himself was commanding the legions. With everyone's gaze directed at the provinces, few could have known that a seemingly inauspicious event in Rome would become the central fulcrum around which the fate of the Republic would turn. The paterfamilias of a venerable patrician house had passed away unexpectedly, and a senator by the name of Vitellius Scaevola had made a bid for the hand of his eldest child. His widow alone believed that Scaevola had poisoned her husband and now strove to take his place and claim his property through marriage. Acting in secret, the widow arranged for her youngest child to be taken out of their villa in the dead of night and smuggled out of Rome.
Did you hear me, Domine? Your body is surely present, but your mind seems somewhere else. Our departure was very sudden, I know, but do not dwell on the past. Better to focus on what's coming at you. I asked the Triarchus how close we are to Lesbos, but he would not give me a straight answer. Indeed. In his defense, there are many islands on this sea, and they mostly look the same. Will you check with the Triarchus? Hopefully he will give you a clearer answer. He told me his name is Geminus. If nothing else, you do have a way of making unreasonable people see reason. You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus. I do believe he saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa. Your mother paid Geminus handsomely to set off in great haste under cover of night. 2 others did board with us, also bound for Lesbos. Young Gaius has been pacing impatiently over there, wearing grooves into the deck. There was a gladiator too, but I don't know where he went. Thank you for bringing me along. It will be wonderful to see my homeland again.
You found your silex quickly, Domine.
You handle the sea better than most. I'm glad. The timing was fortunate, but there is no need to thank me. The consul sent me to get you. Please, call me Kaiser, if it's not too familiar. My subordinates call me Centurio, my superiors call me Aquilinus. My friends call me Kaiser. Ah, she did not keep you apprised. Your mother has secretly been making arrangements with the consul. You are to join his command staff as tribunus. You will have very little responsibility. The tribunus of the legio assists the legatus while they learn how to command a military organization. You will not see combat, nor will you make any important decisions. You'll be safe, as your mother wanted. Indeed, military service is mandatory to be elected as quaestor, but you know that. One word of advice. I know Lucullus is a friend of your family, but remember, he is the consul, elected by the people to rule all of Rome. It's best if you don't act too familiar with him in front of his men. For many years, I was the primus pillis of Legio Prima Italica, which he commands. He needed someone he could trust to get you out of Rome and keep you safe. That position has already been filled by one of my centuriones. A good man, easily up to the task. My job now is to watch your back and help you settle into your new life. Happy to be at your service. I had a brief talk with that gladiator who boarded before us, just to make sure he won't give us any trouble. He seems to have vanished, though. The young man over there, Gaius, is apparently the nephew of the other consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta. He's here to become a tribunus as well. You should talk to him if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll have much in common.
Solway. It is a pleasure. I am Gaius Julius Caesar. Not at all. But keep in mind, I'm not the most experienced soldier either. I was born in Rome, but they say my family is from Alba Longa. That's a long story, my friend. Suffice to say, the powers that be are not fond of me. I have decided that staying in Rome could be, shall we say, hazardous to my health. To be honest, this will be my first proper battle. I did study a lot, though, and therefore I am well versed in matters of strategy and tactics.
I heard he's running from a senator who wants him dead.
Shh! Keep your voice down. What is he looking for?
He's been like this all morning.
What? Yes, Geminus. Salve. I'm a little preoccupied. You're right. The rowers are getting tired. We should let them rest soon, but that will cause even more delay. Wait. Ah, shit. They're headed straight towards us. They're gonna ram!
Get your father's weapons. Let's see if you can actually fight.
I'm fine, Centurio.
Form up! Let's get these pirates off our ship! to Neptune's asshole, barbarians!
The Triarchus run us straight into the pirate ambush, spearmen. Allow me to execute him right here and right now. This traitor must be working with them. Don't be naive. This was no random attack. They were out for blood.
It is quite unusual for pirates to attack any ship, let alone a heavily armed Roman galley. They prefer to attack lightly defended coastal towns instead. It's less risky and more profitable.
Well, let's go talk to the man.
Geminos, you steered us into a trap.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I had nothing to do with it, I promise. They came out of nowhere.
Silence! You utter nonsense! By Mars, it is the sea! How can anyone come from nowhere?
We cannot execute a man based on no evidence. Besides, we need our Triarchus to make it safely ashore.
What do you say, kid? What do you think we should do? Very well. We shall spare his life. But remember, mercy is a luxury you will not always be able to afford.
A wise choice, my friend. Killing the Triarchus of our ship in the middle of the sea would have been inconvenient, indeed.
Thank you. If you ever again need the help of a skilled navigator, I am at your service.
Rowers, up the tempo! And keep your eyes open. Gentlemen, welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply, then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Lucullus's war camp, the heart of our operations in this territory. You have been seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
Domine. Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's, and a supporter of your mother's efforts. He is now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind. I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now.
Salwe. I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it. You may ask, and I may answer or not. Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars, this will be my first. They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means. Then, from what I have heard, we are in good hands. It will be an honor to fight for such a man.
How long are they going to keep us here?
It's driving me crazy too.
Saw Agrippa harassing that old Serwis with the limp again.
A small dip bullet.
This is not going to work, as long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatores.
It'll be tragic.
By Jupiter, you sure have grown up, haven't you? This is the promising young man I was telling you about, Thermos.
Quite unassuming, but full of potential, I guess. Prime material for the speculatores, if he can prove himself.
There will be ample opportunities for that, my young ward. A trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus, in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it, then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Iulius Calidus of my legion Speculatores. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy ships any way you can. I expect you have questions. Wait, are those your father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look, the leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith, Sextus, and get yourself properly equipped before you go.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan. Was he buried with them? This leather is fossilizing. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it. I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consuls Centuriones.
We might be at the wrong spot. There's no one here.
Lucullus is clearly mistaken. If there was someone here, I would know.
That's a very useful skill.
Hey, don't move.
Calm down. I am Julius Calidus of the Occulta Speculatores of Legio Prima Italica. I presume you are my reinforcements. The only way I can think of to destroy a navy on foot is to burn it down. Some Greek fire sure would be useful for that, wouldn't you say? Conveniently, there is a whole warehouse full of it right down there. Unfortunately, the moment we move into that warehouse, they will sound the alarm. So, we should be quick. By the time anyone comes from the city, we're long gone. There's a small camp of sentries just down this hill. If we hit them first, they won't show up as reinforcements.
But then the ones inside the warehouse will hear the fighting and be ready for us.
You have touched the matter with a needle. The choice is yours, Prime. Be careful with those jars. The liquid inside is highly volatile. It'll make quick work of those ships. This was the easy part. Now we have to sneak into the harbor and burn the ships.
And then we have to sneak back out, one supposes.
Not necessarily, but ideally. Sure, whatever. We made it here unnoticed. So far, so good. Now we just need to get through that gate with the Greek fire. Just one guard. Let's you and I go up there and deal with him, Prime.
As you command.
I will keep my head on a swivel.
I'm taking him. Get ready. Good. The ships are moored quite close to each other. Fire will spread easily. This part of the docks appears to be infrequently patrolled. Getting to the ships shouldn't be a problem. Let's signal to the others to move the Greek fire crate as close as they can to the galleys.
At once, Prime. Let's go.
I guess we have a couple of different options for how to get this party started. We could lob a pot of Greek fire onto the deck of that nearest galley from the pier below. That would give us a head start on our main objective. Or those three guards look half asleep. I'm sure we could take them out the same way I handled this guy here. That means less enemies to fight. I can see the merit of both plans. Let's regroup with the others and then decide.
Are we ready?
We are. How do you want to do this?
announcing our presence by setting fire to a galley. That is good showmanship.
I think we're throwing away our advantage if we do that. We can thin out the guards a little before they know we're here. Slow and steady wins the race. Come on.
Wake up! The Romans have come!
Based on how close the ships are, I believe if we set just 2 galleys aflame, no one can stop the fire spreading.
Aim your jars at the center of each ship, near the mast. If the sails catch fire, that'll do the job.
I call this a success! Even the harbor itself is aflame. Let us be the conquerors of Mytilene.